Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willowbound Journals, and I have a new journal to share with you. It is a little golden book journal, and I absolutely love these journals. I've used two in the past as my yearly journals. So if you've seen my channel for a while, you may recognize this one that I used for last year. I use little golden book journals for yearly journals. So this was to record all the memories from 2024. I also have another one right here. This is a bit of a chunkier one. This was my first little golden book journal, and I did a much wider spine, my goodness. I even added some charms to this one as well, but you can see I filled that up as well, and that is I think that was for 2019. No, that was 2020, I believe. So yeah, I really love using them as yearly journals because there's a lot of space, there's a lot of pages, and there's room to grow. So I made this journal in the style of my yearly journals. This one is a bit fancy too because it's got the book corners, the lovely metal book corners, some eyelets, and some seam binding for the closure. And I do have a tutorial showing how I add this closure using a crocodile. Now, I was actually going to keep this for me because I love the Sleeping Beauty fairy tale. I think that's my favorite one. But I already have another one for me lined up. I'll show you that too. Here it is. So Cinderella is the one I will keep for me, just because when I was a kid, I had a collection of little golden books that I read, and this was one of them. I didn't have this in my collection as a kid, so this one is just a lot more sentimental to me. And you know, classic Cinderella story, love the gown. So that one's mine. I will add pages later on, and that will be my yearly journal for 2025. So if anyone's interested in being my twin and maybe wants this journal for their 2025 journal, this one is available via email, so feel free to contact me. My email will be down below in the description box. Just let me know what country you're from so I can include a shipping price as well. So like I said, I did create it like my yearly journal, so I don't like alligator mouth. When I fill it up, I only like it to go about the width of the spine, maybe a little bit more, but not like this. But I did leave enough, you know, ribbon for this closure that if you did want alligator mouth and a really chunky journal, you can definitely do that. But I wanted to start it off quite thin. There's still a lot of goodies inside and a lot of pages, but there's definitely room to grow as large as you want with this one. So use the beautiful fabric to cover the spine. I do have a tutorial as well showing how I add my own spine to these books, the little golden books, 3 signatures. And let's do a flip through. There was a name already written here, so I just covered it with a label so you can write your own name or maybe the year. And I've included all the pages from the book in order, so I love it when you can do that. We've got one of my favorite vintage ledgers. There are pockets throughout the journal and sewing. I was umming and ahhing if I added ephemera or not, because when it comes to my personal journals, I don't like ephemera. I want to add my own daily ephemera as I pick it up. But I thought, you know, I'll just add a few bits and pieces here and there to get you started. And it's kind of perfect if you're going to use it as a yearly journal. You definitely don't have to use it as a yearly journal though. You can just use it for general memory keeping. But yeah, it's such a large book that you can definitely get a year's worth out of it. So got all the lovely variety of junk journal papers, and look at this, I thought that was great for a yearly journal as well, a weekly plan. I included some coloured paper as well to go with the beautiful colours on the book pages. This is some French ledger paper, some piano paper, some scrapbook pattern paper. I added a lot of roses actually because, and I just love like slipping in some things here and there, a little guest check, and I actually really love this. I want to do this more often in upcoming journals. What was I saying? When I was a kid, this is the reason why Sleeping Beauty is my favorite fairy tale. It's because I grew up watching some sort of musical real life versions of the fairy tales. So there was Beauty and the Beast, Snow White, The Frog Prince, Rumpelstiltskin, and my favourite one was Sleeping Beauty. So I adored that movie. It was my favourite movie, and that's why Sleeping Beauty, I say, is my favourite fairy tale. But yeah, I never really watched the cartoon version. So we've got quite a few little journal cards scattered throughout this journal. The fairies were much prettier in the real life version that I watched. And you can see there's some pockets that I left for you as well to add things that you might pick up from your day-to-day life, or special memory keepsakes that you want to keep in there, and some larger pockets with these envelopes, some sewn pockets, some handmade tags and goodies throughout the journal as well. Anyway, so in that movie, the real life version, Sleeping Beauty, her name was Rosebud in that version. So the rose, that's why roses feature in this journal, because I always think of roses when I think of Sleeping Beauty. This is an index card just tucked in there. I love this. I would even, like when I was a kid, I was very, very imaginative. I would walk around the garden pretending I was Rosebud, because in the movie she would sing in the garden, and I would pretend I was her singing in the garden. I memorized the songs from the movie, and I would sing them as I just walked around my garden pretending I was Sleeping Beauty. So lots of goodies in this journal. Love this image, it's so pretty. I'm all about like the gowns, the tiaras, the wands, the jewelry, the sparkles, the tulle. Love this moment. Gorgeous little journal card there. So I was definitely right into princesses and fairies and mermaids as a kid. And I mentioned on my Patreon when I shared this sneak peek flip through that, well, nothing's really changed. I'm an adult and I still love all those things. Here is a lovely pink envelope. Lots of goodies. Envelopes are just like junk journal staples in my eyes. There are some vintage music papers, and I included papers from Sleeping Beauty, like the ballet. Oh, isn't that cool? I love that. Little details like that maybe no one else would notice, but as I was gathering pages, I'm always thinking about what goes together, what little details work together. Again, this works so well for a yearly journal or just for memory keeping in general. Here's another large pocket and a what's this called? Paint chip journal card. I love that you could write on this or stick a photo. Silk bloom, that reminds me of like roses, of course, but also the, what's it called? Not the sewing machine, the spinning wheel. One of those iconic symbols in the Sleeping Beauty story. And there is the last page here. So beautiful. I loved making this journal. Like I said, I was very, very tempted to keep this one for me, but I definitely don't need two. This one is my one, and they're kind of like a little pair. So fun. So yeah, like I said, if you're interested in this journal, you are most welcome to email me. Again, just let me know what country you're from, and I'll include the shipping price in your currency. All right, and so this seam binding, I was very generous with the amount so that you can let this really grow and fill up. Love it, love it, love it. Some of my favorite journals to make are the Little Golden Book journals, so I'm always looking out for covers that speak to me, the stories that speak to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that flip through. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys. A big special thank you to all my beautiful patrons who supported Willowbound Journals and this YouTube channel in June. If you'd like to become a patron where you get access to all my extra videos, including a journal making series each month, and depending on your tier, every printable from my Etsy shop or mail sent out to you in the post, you can become a patron by clicking the link below in the description box. By becoming a patron, you also get access to all of my members' videos, You can also just become a YouTube member if you want to support this channel by clicking the join button and selecting whichever tier suits you. You can become a member for as little as $1 per month, and every cent helps. So I am so thankful to all of you who support my YouTube channel and my creative dreams.